Capricorn Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist, and we are going to do a love reading for what's next in your love life. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius or have strong Sagittarius placements, holy moly. I just did the 2 readings for Sagittarius. Not just because it's their season, but Fortune King of Pentacles. But that was some heavy energy. So, check your Jupiter placements. You could be just dealing with similar things. But they are clearing the way. And they're doing a lot of Capricorn work with the root chakra. So, that is you. Yeah, 10 of Cups. Maybe you have a parent that's a Sagittarius or somebody who has helped heal you, right? You're showing up here with the 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn, and the masculine energy, but they're 10 of Cups at the center here. 9 of Wands. Yeah, it's somebody with the King of Swords in reverse. You could have a father figure or some sort of masculine figure in your life that maybe passed away. They could have been something with the military. But it's like, my forefathers. It's like someone before you, and I literally did the Sagittarius reading before you. It's like somebody else did a lot of work. And that doesn't mean like you didn't have to do any work, Capricorn. We have the 9 of Swords here. That could also be some sort of overwhelming burden on the masculine side, or some sort of sense of like maybe comparing themselves. Judgment, the 9 of Swords. Maybe you felt like you would never be, trying to think of an example of a movie where it's, the son can like never live up to the father. Ooh, with Judgment here we go. And I believe he's a Capricorn. Robert Downey Jr. in the movie The Judge with Robert Duvall. So maybe something with the name Robert or Bob, Bobby. It's like, and I don't know what Robert Duvall is, but I'm pretty sure. I used to think, or maybe he's an Aries. Anyway, there's a lot of fire and cardinal energy in Robert Downey Jr. And he's quite the, I was going to say something else. What's the word I'm looking for? He's quite a, he's an actor. So he's like a shapeshifter, but he's quite a chameleon. Wow, that's the word. So maybe something with chameleons, lizards, the jungle, pet store, something with a pet possibly. But anyway, we have Judgment here with this red cross. So it's almost like divine intervention. Like something is being passed in your favor. Maybe you did all the work to break an ancestral curse or karma on the paternal side. Like you could have done that work because you maybe had a very cold parental figure. More likely, I'm getting more masculine energy here. Could have been an air sign, masculine with that King of Swords in reverse. But it was somebody who was very emotionally withholding, seemed very cold, and not someone who speaks. They don't communicate this. And so if you were trying to, especially as a masculine with a hyper masculine, and that's not a hyper masculine as a divine masculine energy, that's just the shadow aspect of masculinity, right? Because true masculinity expresses. True masculinity understands their emotions. They're emotionally regulated, right? You could have had some very reactive figure in your past that, you maybe had to grow up a little bit faster with the 2 of Pentacles here. Capricorn's already the workaholic of the zodiac, but you may have had to, or may have wanted to get out of that situation. Maybe you got a job really early, right? Like a paper boy or a paper girl, like you were walking dogs, babysitting, like mowing lawns. I feel like as a child, the masculine energy is showing up as someone who was like, I gotta do more. And this reminds me of a cartoon on VHS that I used to watch. It was Betty Boop, and it had 3 of the 3 little episodes, and one, there's a little boy, and she gets on this machine and it's like a workout machine or whatever, and she's like, it goes haywire or something, and so she like gets really, really skinny, which never happens, come on. But she's like, go find an electrician. So then he's like, I gotta find a politician, I gotta find a beautician, and he can't like get the word right, he can't remember what he was looking for. And he comes back, he's like, I'm sorry, Betty, I couldn't find a mortician, or I don't know, maybe somebody was a mortician or worked in like a funeral home. There's it feels like there's a death back in the past that was very influential to your development, your emotional development. Like, I guess I'm on my own, I gotta do this. And it's like, oh, maybe you sent out people who weren't listening, or dealt with a lot of people who never listened. And that could be in work, life, love, everywhere, where it's like, oh, you didn't actually, maybe you heard me, but you didn't listen to me. And so you're like, I just got to do it myself. So I get this sense of like maybe working overnights, but staying up late at night, which is like 8 of Pentacles energy with the 9 of Swords there. 4 of Swords. Yeah, it's like, it's an unrest. 9 of Swords is, look at this person. They're like, this is anxiety, fear, pending doom almost. So maybe something with the heart. I mean, the heart chakra, of course, but maybe there was some sort of like inherited art. I don't know, maybe you're an artist, but there's some inherited heart disease or heart condition possibly. And that could be as simple as, it's not simple, so I'm doing air quotes, but that could be as simple as like healing the heart chakra for your family karma. But the 10 of Swords is coming out of a box. We have Justice and Judgment coming out of the box that others put you in. So yeah, you could have followed in the footsteps of a family member. Feminines, if you're listening in for your masculines, maybe that's something that they went through. So if you're like, I didn't go through that, this could be your person that I'm talking about, masculine or feminine. And if this is your twin flame, you're going through it too, whether you like it or not, because that's the agreement that you both made. We are doing this together. We're surfing this thing called life together. Yeah, there's the 4 of Swords. Multitasking, overburdening yourself, and there's this need to rest. So I think the feminine was in an energy for a long time where they were like, remember your value. You could have been dealing with a Leo. Could be dealing with a Leo. I don't know why I said could have been dealing with. You could be in separation from this person. Excuse me. So there could have been separation so that these karmic cycles could be closed out or healed, right? That's how we close them out. We're not just like, fuck that. I'm never going to talk about my parents. I'm never going to talk about my wounds. You have to talk about it. So there could be something about going to therapy. And whatever that means to you, okay? Specifically, it could be something with horses and equine therapy. Ace of Pentacles. There's that dragon. There's something about dragons. It could be the year of the dragon. There's something about dragons and scorched earth, a phoenix rising up from the ashes. It's like, and also maybe spreading ashes, because I do get there's the vessel here. Somebody maybe like returning that, but it's like once you lay that karmic cycle to rest, it's transmuted, right? We all return to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So there could be a funeral involved here, something with Libra. Maybe the masculine had to leave to go deal with, because, you know, this feminine in the 4 of Swords looks very concerned, but they're sort of laying in the ground. It's almost like a grave. Maybe the masculine had to deal with something at their home. Something about the home. In-home care. Queen of Pentacles with a Judgment here. yeah, this feminine's holding their worth and their value. They're really holding down this feminine energy of waiting, resting, Virgo energy, earth energy. The Four of Swords, which is very balanced. It's like, I'm going to hold down the fort for you. I'm going to I will wait for you. I have to go handle this. I have to go do something. I have to close something out. And that could be like closing an account, closing some sort of business, closing out cycles. Right? We've got X marks the spot, 3 X's. So there's lots of kissing here. Let's talk about some fun stuff here, because I feel like there's some sort of heaviness around the separation that you have to take from each other. But the 10 of Cups being here with the Ace of Pentacles, this is new, grounded, bountiful love. The Hanged Man could be a Pisces involved, but it is this sense of waiting. There's the time there. The masculine could be worried. Maybe you knew each other in another life, right? And that could be a past version of yourself. Or it could be past life, whatever you believe in. But there is this like sense of going away. I have to go away. There's some sort of journey, and that could be the journey within. But it's, if you two have, with the Pentacle, Ace of Pentacle here, I feel like this is a new offer. The masculine may have had to close out a cycle with a feminine. With the Two of Pentacles, like their value, there could be children involved, or with the Justice and Judgment, could be some sort of legal binding contracts that had to be broken. And we also have the a promise was broken. The Promise Keeper. I promise. Ooh, that gives me not Lord of the Rings. Last of the Mohicans. I mean, maybe something with Lord of the Rings, because it's all about like a journey to end something, and he's throwing a ring out, right? So it could be something with marriage, a previous commitment. And I don't want to bring this into our connection, so I have to end this. And then I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. Whatever that is. But last the Mohicans. No matter what it takes, no matter how far, it will find you. You could be dealing with the Taurus, maybe the name Daniel. Day is also the sun. But we have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, which is more Capricorn and Taurus energy here. And then the Fool, Aquarius and Aries. All right, let's talk about this love. The Hermit, Virgo energy, and the Maiden of Pipes. That is the Queen of Wands. Could be a feminine fire sign. Or with this, like this dragon, Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Could be, you know, I mean, if the feminine is Capricorn, you've got a ton of earth in the feminine side here. And we've got Capricorn. We've got Capricorn with the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. That's like independent. Someone who works for what they have. They know their value. This is not someone who settles. The Queen of Pentacles definitely knows their value. But Capricorn is a cardinal fire, or a cardinal earth sign. So there's fire behind Capricorn. That's why one of the greatest challenges for Capricorn is to just stop doing everything. Just stop. Just stop and be. Because Capricorn is very much like, I want it. I like it. I want it. I get it. I got it. I don't know the lyrics, obviously. But Medicine Wheel and Victory. 6 is Victory. 6 of Wands. That is Leo energy. It's self-recognition. I deserve this. And maybe that's all you need to say, Capricorn. I deserve this. I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. That could be somebody had a lot of trouble admitting that or saying it like I'm having right now. The medicine wheel is like the wheel of fortune. It's also like the star because it is healing. This is a very healing, this is the be all end all. One ring to rule them all. A lot of smooching. I'm getting a lot of smooching in this connection. These cards look the same. Whether they're flipped or not. Yeah. Matriarch of Blades, Queen of Swords. There's a little bit of sass here. Is that a pipe or a hatchet? I don't know. It looks like it could be a pipe or a hatchet at the top there in that diamond. Matriarch of Blades. And she's doing this little thing. And I just watched Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining. So you could be dealing with somebody, and this Matriarch of Blades did come out in the Sagittarius reading. So if you are dealing with Sagittarius, or maybe you're a cusper, or something in Sagittarius season, which we are currently in, but it's like red rum, red rum. Danny's not here, Mrs. Torrance. Her little finger. I don't know why she's holding it like that. I will straight up murder you. I will end you. What is that? I will end you. It's like, is it Will Ferrell? I will straight up. It's one of those comedies. I will straight up end you. Strength. That's a really beautiful card. Number 8, Leo energy again. And the Maiden of Pipes. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So this feminine is definitely someone who's like, will not take any shit. Why are we getting that energy? Maybe there's some sort of apology because of this time away. But we've got the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. The Council Chief. Council Chief. Let me see who that is. I don't know all of the major arcana in this deck. Council Chief is the Emperor. I was gonna say we're only missing the Queen of Cups, which is the last of the queens that the Empress will reveal, right? We got to make sure that we can communicate. We have to make sure that we have passion for the same things. We have chemistry. And then the Queen of Pentacles says, are we compatible? Do we want the same things? Yeah, we might have a bunch of chemistry. Yeah, we can maybe banter all day long and talk in our communication. We're intellectually the same. But do we actually want the same things? And are we both willing to do the work for those things? And the Council Chief says, yeah. Look at him, high as fuck. And the Ram back there, which is Aries. So yeah, you could be dealing with an Aries. The Council Chief also, to me, reads as a secondary option. It would be Capricorn. So it's there. Oh my gosh. Oh, this was in... This is so cool. Okay, this is very cool. There's something about Sagittarius in here this season. Possibly something with spiders. But I was telling Sagittarius, for whatever reason, about this video I made of a spider making a web. Now, this is a brand new deck given to me by a Sagittarius. At their birthday celebration, they gave me presents. But I was talking about the Fantasia and the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. And that song, and there were little droplets on the web. This is exactly what I was describing for Sagittarius, for that video, which I always interpret that as the High Priestess, which is Pisces energy. We have the Hangman here and the purple with the moons, like a lot of Piscean energy. Also here with the moon, purple. Could be a Pisces Piscean child involved here. But that's wild. And so that's 17, which is 8. Strength, we have 8. Something with 88. The Lion Gate portal. Maybe maybe the year 88. My voice just went away. The World and 1 of Vessels. There's Ace of Cups, so there's some sort of distance possibly between you two. But this is the creator. This is this always gives me the High Priestess. This is the one who, and the Magician, right? Which they're all these magical, witchy, school of witchcraft and wizardry. Maybe the name Harry, or Ron. I mean, if somebody out there is named Hermione, I don't know. Maybe your parents were into that and they named you that. And you got to kind of like introduce yourself by a name. You could have a family name as well. And that is the artist Radical Face. Radical Face. Something about your face, this person might see you and think that you are just like the strangest, most beautiful person ever. You know, female spiders are quite striking in their appearance. Female insects are usually very beautiful, and birds are very beautiful, and like they're but the masculine or male birds are usually the more beautiful in other areas of nature. But in the insect world, the female is usually larger and more beautiful, and again is not going to take any shit. This is a pretty sassy feminine energy, but I think that the masculine, you really like that about them. Obviously with the Emperor, you're presenting as the Emperor, which is the one that says, I choose my Empress. That's the only individual that the Emperor will pursue or even look at. They don't give a shit about anything else unless it's like on their level. Is this person compatible with me? So you're going to cross that Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be well received masculines by this feminine. Because you're not here to play any games or spout any bullshit. But there is something quite guarded and formidable about this feminine. She's a man-eater, make you move. This is like wild to me. The stars. Radical Face. Where was I? Which song was that? Not Ghost Towns. With a name like mine. Oh well, it's gone. But the maybe listening to the band Radical Face. I don't know if it's just the artist. I think it's just one artist. But he might have a band. But it's very folksy. There's something about plucking the strings. You could be a musician. You or this person could play music, play an instrument. Plucking the strings. You can feel this person coming. Yellow. Yeah, and with that art, because I was getting art smart. There's this feminine is like a muse. This is all about creation. Creating a space. Maybe the masculine is dream weaving. You could be talking to this person a lot in your dreams. Maybe you have strong Pisces placements. They are the dreamers. Beautiful dreamer. 6, that's soulmate energy. The weekend, maybe this weekend is something important. This past weekend, more Pisces energy, Theo Vaughn. Maybe the date's March 19th or the 19th. We have 17, 8, over and over. That's so wild. That's so cool to me. That's just really something else. That spider came out 24, 34. There could be an age difference here. I'm going to actually introduce this other new deck that I was given. It's the original Rider-Waite. So I have the gold foil and the original Rider-Waite. Oh, we got the Tower and Death right off the bat, and the Empress. So you could be Scorpio, could share strong Scorpio placements. Scorpio is the sacral chakra. I do get a lot of like underlying sexual energy here. A lot of sexual tension. And I think that this, like, talking shit is kind of like your love language. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is having enough to share with the other. But I think this feminine was breadcrumbed a lot. So masculines, yeah, Three of Swords. There is a disappointment. I don't know, maybe because there's so much of that tension, maybe that was all that the masculine presented with. Initially, we didn't have the Knight of Wands or anything like that. But we have Justice twice. Libra energy. And the Moon. Cancer, Pisces. A little bit of Scorpio there. So maybe your moon signs match. If you're not dealing with those signs. But that is, again, dreams, intuition. It's, you feel it. You feel this person coming together, and this, it's like you feel it in your breath. I feel it in my fingers. Love Actually. Okay, so this masculine may have presented initially with just with Wands energy. I don't see it here, so this is the second coming of Christ, right? You know, I love talking about Christ to the devils out there. You Capricorns. But the devil was an angel first, right? Justice. This is the full circle. You have broken the past cycles, and this is a new cycle. This is all brand new. So whether this is a person it's a reconciliation, you've had some sort of separation or not, it is any sort of Knight of Wands energy is not acceptable. So this masculine may have kind of been, I feel like I was talking about the feminine here with this Three of Swords, but it did come out with the Emperor here. So, you know, this is like a shared disappointment. Maybe you both operated, you're both very busy or whatever, and because you had this very powerful Queen of Wands energy, and because you were kind of like a boss in your masculine energy, and because you never found anybody that was quite compatible with you, maybe you just entertained other connections because you're like, maybe nobody's compatible with me. And so you just sort of, you were waiting for somebody to come in and act on this love. And maybe the masculine wasn't able to do that because they still had to deal with this disappointment, and that's where they had to go away. The Magician, yeah, they had to go away, go within. So there could be physical distance, or it could have been an emotional distance, right? It was distance nonetheless. It was a pause, and pause and reflect. The Chariot. No more pausing. This is a masculine who comes in, and this masculine looks focused. Completely focused. Straight ahead. They're like gunning towards you, feminine. Strength. Yeah, and I think the feminine's over here in this strength energy. Twice, you know, it's this very nurturing feminine coming in to tame the beast. So maybe this feminine reacted to the masculine or responded, because I don't think this feminine is very reactive with that Queen of Swords holding a little knife. She's not someone you... And this is a little bit deceptive because, yeah, I think the feminine, just like that red rum and the murder and the blood. It's like there's something, the blood was like boiling. There's a lot of like heat and passion, and with that banter, it's like, ooh, I will straight up, I will kick you in the face. I'll bite your head off. You know, like I feel like that's how you kind of talk to each other. You talk to the, you son of a woman, you know, like, but it's like, ooh, underneath there's so much passion and there's so much heat that you're like, this can't be love. This can't be the real thing. This can't be what I asked for or dreamed of, because that felt very calming and we were very compatible and we wanted the same things. And I wanted the 10 of cups. So that means it must be very watery and deep. And maybe you thought that this was just superficial. So if that's not this connection, this is a brand new connection that will rival all of that past energy. If this is a reconciliation, maybe you came together with all that heat and passion, thought it was something else. You had to go apart and do the work and go, you know what? You can be a very sexual human being and you can still do all those things, but just make sure that you're giving it to somebody who you're compatible with these pentacles here. Make sure that there's compatibility here with the Queen and King of Pentacles and this Ace of Pentacles. So this might come as a surprise to you because you and this person are so compatible that there is all this passion underneath, because I don't see any wands here. So it's like, that might be the kind of setback. Like, is this just like the safe option? No, honey, it's going to be very dangerous, but it's going to be dangerous in a very grounded way, because it's not true danger. It's not danger to your soul, like what you've given your energy to before, because you didn't ask the right questions about compatibility, you know. But there's a seed of, I would say like filthiness in both of you. Like this, and there could be an age difference, right? With this Empress, could be a light-haired feminine. We have a lot of light hair. We do have this dark-haired feminine figure here with strength and the Queen of Swords. So that's Leo and air energy. Let me see here, this masculine. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like white. There's no facial hair on this chief. He's got long hair, but then this moon, he kind of looks like he has facial hair. So those are some physical characteristics. Obviously, those are going to be specific to certain people, but I do sense that there could be like an age difference. Because I get this masculine had to go through a lot more of their warrior, which is masculine. It's the knights. They had to do a lot more work on how they approach feminines, because maybe they just approached Queen of Swords. Yeah, the approach was not great in this connection or in this feminine's past. So she has like, but here she's a little bit less, like this Queen of Swords looks a little bit like, I don't know if they're gonna receive me very well. This feminine's like, yeah, I'll listen to you. I've got my hand open. I know I have my sword here though, and you know I have my sword here because you're an emperor and I'm an empress. So you know I have all the queens and I know you have all the kings. So I'm not going to settle for you coming in as a page or coming in as a knight. You better come in as a king. So like the King of Swords that was coming out in the reverse, this is coming in directly. Let's have a conversation about it so that we can take the next step, right? Because we know that the chemistry is there. Okay? And you know that I'll send out that Queen of Wands if you don't come in as the King of Swords. If we don't have a direct conversation about this. So the devil, yeah. Masculines, and with the Four of Cups here, masculines could have been in their feminine energy of waiting to receive. It's like they were waiting for someone else to do all the work. And the feminine was like, no, masculine pursues. Masculine is active. Feminine receives, right? Feminine is passive. This isn't passive aggressive. Passive is allowing, right? It's that submission to the divine, to faith, to whatever you know and feel to be true. But this feminine's not presenting as the Queen of Cups. They're not just giving it all away for free. So there's work involved here. You want pentacles, you got to work for that. All right. Well, we've pulled everything out. And I think, yeah, all the cards are out on the table. Much gratitude. Something about gratitude. That song, you may not drive a great big Cadillac, a fancy car with white walls, I think. Be thankful for what you've got. Diamond in the back, something with diamonds. Yeah, I think there's a ring involved here. This is marriage. I mean, 10 of Cups, that's how you get there. But there is an expression of love that has to come in. 9 of Cups. Maybe the expression is, you're my wish fulfillment. I wished for you. I wished for you. I dreamed of you. And I don't know, that could be a little bit of a setback in this connection, is that maybe you're not sure if the other person, like if you're going to come on too strong. But no, you're not going to love and death. So we've got Gemini and Scorpio energy there. Yeah, maybe I'm going to come on too strong. But this person is very connected. Both of you are very connected. You're the Emperor and the Empress. You're the Grandmaster Magicians, the Divine Alchemists, right? You are on a divine frequency to be in those energies, which means you're ready. So if there's any doubt about that, am I ready for this? Am I prepared for this? Am I ready to do this work? Do I have the energy in me to put this work into another connection? This isn't just another connection. This is the connection. So free will, you know, if you have the energy for it. Do you want to put the work in for this? You know, great things come with a great cost. So it's obviously about your own discernment, whether or not you feel like this person is worthy. There feels like a little bit of competition there with that. So I'm not crazy about that energy. Like, is this person? So if you can't come into a divine union if you have energy around you of like any sort of like, yeah, I'll entertain this, but I also have like doubt, or I also am doing it in a sort of like there's like a sarcastic tone, or some sort of like waiting for the other shoe to fall, waiting for the other axe to fall. So I don't think that's what's going on here. I don't feel that. My phone's about to die. So, do you have the energy for this? I don't know. Only you will know. I will say that if you do find it in your space, God, there's somebody very stubborn here that's like does not want to give to love, and you have that choice. But I don't think you would have listened for 40 minutes, 38 on the clock there. Confirmation for somebody. I don't think you would have listened for this long if you didn't really want this. And there was a lot of that in the Sagittarius reading about like denying the thing that you want the most. So if this is the thing that you want the most, be honest about it. You cannot come in with any lies to that Queen of Swords. It has to be complete honesty, complete vulnerability. And that is the most masculine thing you can do, because that reassures and lets the feminine know that they are safe to be and express themselves in their fullest feminine capacity. This little incense cup. So, brass. Something about brass. And it is also a cup. And there's also that, the goblet of, not the goblet of fire. Is that what it is? The goblet of fire? Yeah. Harry Potter. So there's something with Harry Potter, the witchiness and that feeling, that sense of, yeah, I just know that this is coming together. especially on the feminine side. The feminine knows to receive it, but the feminine is doing a lot of work here to stay in their feminine and not, it's like a challenge not to pursue this masculine, because it's like, you know that this is your person, so why wouldn't I just activate it? Because they have to come to you. If they don't come to you in their masculine energy, you will never be safe to be in your fullest feminine expression. And that's what the masculine does. The divine masculine pursues and creates and holds a space and protects a space and provides for the space for the feminine to be in their fullest feminine. And through that, you are both always eternally blessed and connected with source and divine blessings, and abundance and that bounty. So there's a lot of bountiful energy here. But you got to work for it. So I think you guys will. If you can redirect all of that ability to be a workaholic everywhere else in your life to this love, it's going to be completely fruitful for you. So, and the collective, because anytime twin flames come into divine union, you serve the collective. You work, you serve a great purpose in the collective. So yeah, hopefully there was something in here for you, Capricorn. Until next time, I wish you well.